Hello, my name is Sylvia, and this presentation is about culture adaptation of a business letter of introduction. I'm going to explain the steps that I took in order to adapt a Spanish business letter of introduction into English, proper English business of introduction. That is to say, when we are translating such letters, we have to be aware of the cultural differences between these two countries. We cannot simply transfer word by word or sentence by sentence. So let's move to the first step. First, I have read the Spanish letter of introduction, then I have done the same with the English letter of the English translation, and then after that I have read some articles about the same topic. In this way, I could proceed to the next step, which is identification of problems. First of all, I can see that the Spanish text is too long, too pompous, and too poetic. There is excessive use of figurative language. Moreover, there is no purpose statement at the beginning. All these characteristics are typical for high context societies. That is, they rely on implicit communication and depend on the receiver's interpretation. In this case, the reader doesn't know the purpose of the letter. They also prefer circular and indirect reasoning. An example can be, we take care of every detail, just like a painter does on his oil masterpieces. Apart from that, Spanish culture is polychronic, and that is also reflected in the letter, because it is care-oriented, as we can see in another example. A family happiness or a good job has no boundaries, just like a child's mind. Moreover, the letter is multi-focus, there is no clear structure, it is disorganized, it moves from one subject to another without coherence. Furthermore, I can say that the uncertainty avoidance index is high and there is high tolerance for the unknown. As I have already mentioned, the Spanish letter relies on the reader's interpretation. Besides, they rely on collective initiative, and that is why the inclusive pronoun we predominates the letter. It also shows that the individualist index is low. As far as masculinity index is concerned, it is definitely a feminine text due to the use of metaphors such as success is a secret hidden inside a casket as old as the world. Also because of the emotional language. For example, your smile and the happiness will lead us to succeed in the American market. After completing the task of identification of main problems, we can move on to the next step, that is adaptation. At this stage, we have to be aware that the American society is monochronic and low context culture. So our text has to be very clear, direct, and much shorter than the Spanish one. We have to organize it into short, comprehensive paragraphs. Since Americans are task-oriented, we have to give an exact description of the product. Another important thing is that we have to state the purpose of the letter very clearly at the beginning, because they have low tolerance for the unknown and like explicit communication. Furthermore, we have to change the pronoun we into I, since they emphasize the individual initiative and decision making. The text should sound more masculine, and there is no space for figurative or emotional language. All the metaphors have to be removed. At the end, we have to thank the addressee for reading the letter, sign with our full name, and our position in the company. So, this is the way I approach the task of adaptation of this business letter of introduction. Here you can see the bibliography that I use for this task, And finally, I would like to thank you for your attention.